You guys heard about Ryan, right?
Yeah?
Well, him being missing for one day has gotten more attention than me being present my entire life.
So you're jealous of a missing person?
It is great to get to meet you all and to talk about Hysteria. I just have loved this show. I'm 6 episodes in, eagerly awaiting those final 2 episodes. MJ and Chiara, I'd like to turn to you first. This is sort of your return to the horror genres. MJ, I've been a fan of yours since Krampus, and Chiara, you've just been rising. I especially loved you in the Fear Street movies. How does it feel to sort of come back to the genre with Hysteria?
First of all, thank you very much. And I love Screen Rant too. When I just heard that it was you guys, I was like, what? No way. So it's an honor to be here. And it was definitely really cool because Krampus was amazing. But that was when I was a lot younger. So it's really cool to be able to come back to the horror genre and as an adult and be able to kind of, experience it.
And then Chiara, how about for yourself?
I think that this project has been such an incredible experience to be a part of, and I've been super grateful to be a part of the horror genre and other productions as well. But, diving into this, there's so many breadcrumbs and there's so many layers to Hysteria that cover horror and thriller and a bit of comedy with like a splash of the 80s nostalgia and a bit of the coming of age. So, we're kind of all across the scope here, but hopefully we're creating a show that keeps you on the edge of your seat and keeps you really engaged. And I think Jordy was a really fun character to dive into, so I was excited to do it, and I haven't done anything like her before, so.
This is certainly a show that isn't unlike anything, really, so I love that. And Kezii, I'll turn next to you. So similar kind of question in the sense that this is actually, as far as I can tell, your first time in the horror genre, even if there is, like Chiara said, coming of age elements, comedy elements. How does it feel for you, though, to sort of dive in, especially when you have scenes with a genre legend like Bruce Campbell, who I love that dynamic between him and Spud?
It was daunting, honestly. Initially, it was daunting because I had the same I've never done horror before, but it's really cool because, at least for the most part, my job was to find the comedy in it, but then I found the horror elements through the coming of age part of the story. And it was really cool to find my different angles and try and attack it. And it works. I mean, I was told it didn't suck. So it's cool to use that, I don't know, just gathering of all the information that I could and giving it my best shot.
Well, give it your best shot. You did, truly. I mean, all 3 of you. I love all of your characters in this show. And MJ, I'll turn back to you. I love the dynamic with your parents, especially since I love Julie Bowen and Nolan North. But what was it like finding that dynamic with them, especially as Julie starts to sort of come under the influence of something dark?
It was awesome working with both of them. First of all, I'm like a huge fan of Nolan North, like the Call of Duty games. He's literally my childhood. I could not believe that he was my dad. And Julie Bowen, it's kind of funny because I worked on Chef with Sofia Vergara. She's mom there, and now Julie Bowen's my mom. So I kind of got like both the Modern Family moms. But no, back to Nolan, he's just so great. He's such a great performer too. And I think because there's a lot of horror movies where the dad just kind of oh, I don't believe you, and it's just kind of stale. But he definitely did a good job of not being like that annoying dad that, just doesn't listen. So I think that's definitely refreshing also.
I couldn't agree more. I love how he wants to help Julie dive into sort of the research and everything. It really is such a great, refreshing dynamic. And Chiara, I'll turn back to you. I love seeing yours and Faith's dynamic throughout the show as you try to almost regain a friend, but then also there's a lot of drama there. What was it like exploring that relationship with Nikki as the show progressed?
I think it was a really exciting one because it is very different from the relationship she has with the boys. Obviously, there's kind of a natural banter in the Spud, Jordy, Dylan relationship. But I think that, Faith is a childhood best friend, and she gets under my skin and understands me in a way that I think maybe the boys don't. So getting to explore that relationship over the course of the season and seeing how much it changes and how many ups and downs there kind of are. I don't necessarily know how I feel about their friendship by the end, but I think you're gonna have to watch and see how it all goes and make that decision for yourself.
I love that little tease. That's such a way to keep me excited for those final couple of episodes.
Yeah, 7 and 8, they're coming for you. October 18th, guys.
I am ready when they get here. Because I'll turn back to you. I mentioned it a moment ago, but I really do love Spud and Bruce Campbell's character's dynamic. It really feels refreshing, and also he really feels like a fatherly figure to Spud. What was it like finding that dynamic with him, even if it was in only a couple of scenes throughout the show?
I give complete credit to Bruce. He saw the scene in a way that I didn't. And then once we discussed it, I was like, oh, okay, I see. And from that, we kind of took our own natural off-screen banter and just put it on screen. And it worked. It worked like flawlessly. I give all that credit to Bruce, honestly. He found a really good medium to where we both could be heard in the scene, but the message still get across.
Well, I can't wait for people to see that scene, to see all three of you together. The friendship is truly felt, and I can't wait to get to spread the word about it. So thank you all so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it.
Is there any chance that some of the phrases we're using were authentic satanic verses?
We got them from the public library, not a book bound in human flesh.